Hey, welcome back to Hempin Happiness. I am Dee Dee Taylor.
You're Hemp Queen, and I'm Beth Panati,
Well, thanks,
a.k.a.
Beth.
Cannabeth.
We are the dynamic duo of Hempin Happiness. So thank you for listening, as always, Beth. And Beth, you've been with me, almost?
It's going to be 5 years this month.
Is it really?
Yes,
This
in
month?
August. Yeah.
I
should get a present or
You
something.
should. What day is it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I have to look at my employee file.
You'll have to check that out. Let me know. Oh, yeah,
it's flown by.
I can't believe you've been with me 5 years. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love it.
Well, and if y'all don't know this, and you should know this, but I totally consider you a friend. And not just, I do. Like, I adore you. I always call you my mini-me.
Yeah.
Because, we're both Virgos, so it works out so well.
I know.
Like, you understand me most of the time when other people might not.
Right. And we share our emotions sometimes, and I like that. I can.
And sometimes I might hurt your feelings and not mean to, but that's what
I could do
Virgos,
the same to you,
and
but
Virgos
we work it out.
Bad about that.
And we work it out.
We do, thank goodness.
We have our goal, our purpose, and we stay focused on our intentions, and we work through everything
and I'm
together.
Just glad that. I absolutely adore you working with me.
Good.
So I really do. I really do.
I adore working with you. That's why I've been here for 5 years.
Oh, you must. I haven't driven you away, so that's good.
Right. Well, we have such a great common goal. I mean, when I started working here part-time, I just expected like a little part-time retail job. I didn't know I'd be like in the cannabis movement and trying to fight to keep this stuff legal for everybody. And
I know
what a journey
it has been a crazy journey, hasn't it?
But we just keep learning more every day, and we keep.
Well, and that's why that's why we kept up with the podcast, even though my partner, we were doing it with him before, but I wanted to keep doing this, and you are just as knowledgeable, if not more.
Probably more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Than the one that won't be named. But no,
we're not talking
we
about
still
that.
love him.
Yeah,
we still love him. But
and we still learn things too as we prepare for these podcasts. And on today's episode,
let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
We are true Gen Xers, if you have not figured that out, especially by the age comments that we make. But we are Gen Xers. But I came across this really cool article about while alcohol might facilitate sexual encounters, apparently marijuana and cannabis actually enhances the sexual satisfaction.
Exactly.
Right?
So I like how that article is said something about helping you. Hold on. It might facilitate sex in the first place, right?
Oh, yeah, because you lose your inhibitions.
Exactly. Alcohol increase some elements of sexual attraction, including making people feel more attractive or making others look more attractive. I'm adding that in there.
Alcohol goggles, right?
Or more extroverted or more desirable, which I think is funny. But those that use marijuana have more sensitivity and sexual satisfaction than those who consumed alcohol.
So ladies,
yes. And I think this is mainly cannabis helping with sex for ladies seems to be better than helping with sex for men.
Men don't have a typically men don't really have a problem, and they're always going to find their right? I'm just going to come out and say it.
Right.
Most men have an orgasm during sex.
Right.
Period. Right. There may be a few out there that don't, but usually they do.
Right.
So, but for ladies, it's a lot harder.
It takes a lot longer to get there. Yes.
It's more difficult for women to have that because we have to get out of our heads. Right. We have to get out of that thinking process where men, when men are ready to have sex, they're ready to have sex. Right. Well, it takes a little bit more for us.
It's different.
It is a lot different to not be so grossly sexualizing on here, but it's true.
It's very true.
And
there's research.
There is research to prove it. Yeah. But I think we had our guest on Larissa.
Oh, yes.
Larissa.
Yes,
I always Larissa mispronounce her name.
I
But she
loved her
talked about
story.
that,
Yeah.
about how Delta 8, it truly improved her sex life, which I just found fascinating and phenomenal. And it makes sense.
Well, and how she was talking about how, growing up, the way she was taught to view sex or and not to do it before marriage. And, there were all these like rules set up for her. So she had to break down all those
barriers,
things that she'd been told, those things stick with us.
Yes, they do.
So if a little cannabis can help you let that stuff
and
go,
relax and just enjoy the moment.
Right. And get
present. Out of your head. Yeah. And be present to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I found it like, duh. Like, I mean, I already knew it. I guess I already knew it from my own personal experience. But I've never been like, I don't drink anymore, really. Very rare. I may have a glass of wine with a girlfriend or something, but we are just trying to go completely alcohol free for many reasons. But I've just never been, because when I do drink, I am way too flirty. Yeah. Like it gets you to that point, but it does. It gets you to that point, but and I'm just like, nope, I gotta, reel that back in. Cause I get too flirty and then I don't want anybody to take me too seriously.
Right.
And then I end up doing something stupid. So
not
it's just,
cheating or anything.
It's just better that I don't. Because I don't want it to be held against me later too. I mean, I go to a lot of networking events. There's some cute guys at them networking events. I'm flirty anyway.
And if you flirt with them one time, they might just keep coming and checking you out.
Well, I don't mind that so much, but still, you don't need that in our lives like that.
Okay, back to marijuana. It is dose dependent, as pretty much every reason why you use cannabis being dose dependent. And in the smaller doses, it was found you are more relaxed, you enjoy it more. But in those higher doses, that you don't get that, so you could be
for sure,
too intoxicated or too tired or who knows.
Well, especially if you use too much cannabis. I mean, usually it's what people say. They just get so tired. They just want to go back and go to sleep.
Exactly.
So I can totally see that. Even with people that use cannabis all the time, if they're already used to the effects of it, it may not produce those sexual effects for them. Do you know what I mean? So I think it does vary from person to person too, for sure. But I still think it can definitely help.
Oh yeah.
On this article, it says that it promotes orgasm, excitement, and helps them be more relaxed during the sexual encounter, and consequently accentuates the sensitivity to physical contact and increases satisfaction. I mean, if you need a reason, if you need a reason to try cannabis and you ain't getting fulfilled at home, this might help you.
I know.
So I think it's just something that ladies, especially the older we get, the harder sometimes it can be when it comes to us, like getting out of our head and relaxing and enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's important. That's important for you to have that with your spouse or your significant other or your lover or whatever. I mean, that's important.
But we do get asked all the time, what about sex gummies? Sex gummies. So we have done some research. I wish there was a
real
sex gummy, right?
Because what happened was on Facebook, there's a fucking ad going around that is promoting CBD gummies as being sex gummies. Right. And while we will somewhat agree that CBD will help you relax and help with anxiety, it doesn't make your thing hard.
Right.
Like it is
there
not.
Are no cannabis related erectile fixes.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, men, and I hate to tell you this, but don't buy that shit. Don't believe that shit.
And I don't know.
Don't let them take advantage of your ignorance.
The chemicals. I don't know what the heck's in those things.
No, because we get samples sent here a lot, and we got some that were called sex gummies, weren't they? Sex bears or something like that.
Well, we had two different kinds. Yeah.
God, the shit in them
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to eat that stuff.
No.
It's not good.
No.
And one of them even is like a, you can get addicted to it.
Oh, yeah.
Like whatever, I forget what the name of it was, but Jared was telling us about it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to carry those. I don't care anything that anybody can get addicted to. That's why we don't carry Kratom too.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff's shit. That stuff is horrible for you. No. I'm not a fan of Kratom at all.
No.
But you just got to be careful and not believe every advertisement that you see. No. And that just infuriates me when companies get away with that shit. And then of course they reach out to us and we're honest with them and they're like, well, that's not what blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but they're lying to you. So just keep that in mind. While cannabis can help you relax and enjoy sex more, it's not going to get you. It is not going to get your thing hard. I'm just going to say it. It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
No, it really doesn't.
No, but it could make sex better. You know, that enhanced feeling. Also, for the medical marijuana, a lot of states are petitioning to include the female orgasmic disorder. True. So to add that as a qualifying condition for medical marijuana. There has been enough research to find that it is helping females that may have not been able to achieve the orgasm.
I think we should fight really hard in Kentucky to have that added to our list. I'm just saying. Although we have products now that you don't have, that you don't even need that medical card for.
So you don't,
you don't have to wait for that.
Don't get confused. Yeah, we still have good stuff here. You don't need to have a medical card to be using any of these products. But I do have customers that come in and say that the watermelon chill makes them horny. So their husband's always passing as a gummy time.
Oh yeah, that you had the actual couple come in, didn't you? That's awesome.
And
that's
then
awesome. Yay.
I've also heard the black cherry has made people horny.
Okay.
So
those are Delta 9 gummies, by the way.
Horny. Yeah, horny is such a funny word.
Aroused.
I know. It sounds so stupid to say horny. But that's what they said. Okay. And so looking at this article, it also talked about the THCV, so that is in our black cherry gummy.
Oh yeah.
And that possesses a sedative and hypnotic quality. I've also noticed
I always thought that was the opposite with THCV.
Well, I'm learning a lot more about this THCV. I noticed the black cherry gummies that had the too much THCV, the 20 milligram, those things are super, super potent.
Oh, yeah?
I think that THCV is contributing to that feel or your intoxication with that THC, maybe as it's getting in those higher milligrams.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So there's a lot about THCV that we don't really know about. But yeah, and you know, it alleviates some anxiety. THCV can just make you feel a little happy, keep you going. It is an appetite suppressant. That's why everybody likes to try that.
Yeah. But it's really good for ADD people.
And ADD and ADHD. Yes, we're hearing a lot. So there's so much that we don't know about THCV, but could be even better for sex.
Right.
So we'll have to study that some more.
Hey, y'all, try our black cherry gummies.
Does anybody want to sign up for our sex study?
Oh my gosh. Maybe we should do something like that. I
feel like we do need to do our own research.
Oh man, we should. Do a little survey monkey. Hey, do you use our gummies for sex?
Right. I know.
Because I bet you a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. I think so too.
Well, and just how much stress is going on in the world, and you've got, you know, fucking politics and religious issues, and you know, and everybody seems to be getting offended over the littlest, stupidest stuff.
Everybody's living in fear right now,
and just arguing back and forth. And eat a damn gummy and go have sex. Life will be so much better.
Right.
I mean, I'm so funny about this, but I've always said it. I've said it forever, as long as I can remember. If God created anything more pleasurable than sex, he kept it for himself.
Right. I mean, that before, right? Exactly.
I've said it before many times because it's true, right? That to me is the true thing. the most stress relieving. I mean, you can obviously right partner, right situation, right this, right that, but that truly, like, and I don't get it. I'm I start getting bitchy and moody and like I have serious issues. So it is a requirement.
Okay, so now when I know when you're feeling a little cranky, I'm gonna text John and be like, "Give her some."
Yeah, right. You should.
I will.
He asked me once. He was like, "So do they notice when you come in a happier mood?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, they do."
Yeah, we do.
That's so awful. We'll see how many people pay attention to this and listen to this podcast. But
well, everybody, loves talking about sex.
I mean, some do, some don't. Yeah. I think you and I are just pretty open about it. I think it's just a natural thing that adults do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you're doing it consensually,
nobody wants bad
nothing
sex,
wrong with it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
so if we can help improve your sex life, we're here for that.
We are here for that. We will give you advice on what gummy to take, but other than that, that might be our limit.
But there's just so much that
there is.
Here, let me see what else I wanted to mention. There were just a couple of drugs such as psilocybin and LSD could have beneficial effects on sexual functioning even months after use.
I can see that.
So there are things happening as we use these different
natural
products that can change the way you feel for a long time afterwards. We did talk about dosage is important. Smaller dosages can arouse you, where larger doses could put you to sleep. So,
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what it would do to me too. I mean, I'm really bad though about just taking it and going to bed. And the reason I do is because I don't want to get the munchies because the Delta 8 and Delta 9s will sometimes give me serious munchies. And since I'm working on not eating so much at night and watching what I'm eating and all that stuff, I try to just take and go right to bed. But like Sundays, when it's my off day, like I will pretty much use it all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Sunday fun day. I'm just saying. That's kind of what I call it because I get to relax and if I'm not working an event. So I think it's way healthier than drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about that before.
The way you feel.
Oh, yeah. No
hangovers. Right.
Yeah. So it's
so many benefits.
So many benefits, not just the sexual benefit of it too, but we just wanted to bring that up. And I know we've kind of talked about this on the podcast before about, cannabis and sex, but finding these articles where they are like
doing the research. They're doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it. And I think it's great. I think it's just great.
I know.
The more things that can help people, the better.
Right. Exactly.
So, especially when it comes to your sexual health, because it is important.
It is important.
It truly is. So,
it'll come back on. It's still gone. We have a technical difficulty.
I was like, what happened there?
We're good.
Oh my goodness. It must be getting ready to storm. Probably. But that was really kind of all I had that we had to talk about anyway. But
and that I was kind of excited to hear that our gummies are doing that for people
so too. That's
because it's a curiosity. Now I can refer those gummies to other people and say, because that's where we really learn how
that is where
works.
we learn is we learn by the feedback and what our customers tell us.
Right.
I mean, we'd kind of known that the Delta 8 was pretty good for that, enhancing that. But it's good to hear that and good to hear about of our other products too that help with that.
With
like
the cannabinoid blends.
With the cannabinoid blends. Like the watermelon chill is my favorite. I love those gummies. Those are my favorite. Because they truly just chill me the F out. And I am just
level.
I'm so they're good.
The only way to describe it is chill.
Yeah,
and that's what I tell people. If you just want to feel chill,
that is exactly why they're named that. Yeah, watermelon chill.
Exactly.
And it's not a super watermelon-y flavor either. I mean, it's got the watermelon flavor, but it's not like overpowering.
Well, that's our 1-to-1 combination. So it does have 20 milligrams of CBD and 20 of Delta 9. Yep. That may be a lot for a lot of people. So people cut it in half.
I only eat like a fourth at a time.
Still in a fourth of that.
Maybe a third sometimes.
Okay.
But I don't do much more than that. I don't like to be too
Well, it makes me tired if I take too much. I mean, it just
and if I use too much cannabis, I get paranoid and it increases my anxiety. Right, so I don't like to do that either. Right. So it's a gentle balance. You just have to find what works for you and always go slow. Yep. I mean, slow your roll, man. Slow your roll. That's right. Just go take it easy and just go slow. But I don't know, if you guys have any questions about what our products can help you with, we are always here for that. So just reach out. You got questions that you might be embarrassed to talk to us about, just be like, hey, can I talk to you over here about this? Or send us a message or send an email or anything like that. That's what we're here for. info@502hemp.com. Hell, our cell phone or telephone number. Am I giving myself? I have too many people want to call me and talk dirty to you or something. Right. I'm not that kind of girl. But the number for the store is 502-654-7100. But yeah, give us a ring. Stop in the stores. We're here for you. And
if you do see a product out there, call us and ask us about it. I mean, we will give you an honest opinion on what we feel or the research on things are. So.
Yeah, because we there's a reason we don't carry everything that's out there.
Right.
And there may be some good stuff out there that we don't yet know about. Right. You know what I mean? So if there's something that, everybody keeps calling us about to carry, but we don't really get that. I think a lot of people, trust our judgment because we've been in this business for so long and we vet our products, and that's just always been super important to all of us. But yeah, reach out. That's what we're here for. So if you have any questions about these products or that product or what have you, that's why we're here. So thanks for listening, and we appreciate you, and you keep on having some hempin happiness
and sex. Lots of it.
Lots of it.